Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit since we posted, but we ended KVK a while back, and I figured it was about time for an account review, since we will be going back into KVK next registration, which will take place in about 10 days from recording this. We're going to be looking for getting into our new KVK, or at least being in pre-KVK. So I figured I'd go through my account, show you all what we're working with, talk about the goals and all that good stuff. So as you guys know, Armaments have just come out. Kind of something that everybody's really curious about is where I took it. I took my state form originally to level 16. I think that's mostly what you need. I didn't see like a very big reason to go further on. So if you go to 16, you get 16 daily travel chances. You go to 25, you get 20. The majority of your high level armaments are probably going to be coming from these daily travel chances. So you either spend like 10,000 gems getting to 16 or like 200,000 gems getting to 25 for 3 chances or 4 chances, right? I mean, getting to 17, that seems okay, even, right? And the major dispatch chance bonus and the daily dispatch chances, these all have to do with this side. Now, don't get me wrong, getting higher level dispatch commendations is pretty good, right? I'm not saying it's bad, but you get 3 more of these a day and a 1% extra chance of getting something good. How do I say this? It's not necessarily awful to bring your stuff to 25. I would just be very cognizant, right? So if you're spending an extra 200,000 gems trying to get your state forum all the way up to 25, could you have used those 200,000 gems anywhere else? If we value like each sculpture around like 700 gems, you're talking about around like 300 sculptures or around like 80 legendary materials worth of gems. 80 legendary materials is a lot, right? To just get like a few extra armaments per day, when you could be having like extra legendary gear, another usable legendary commander, or finishing off another legendary commander that you're working on. So if you don't have like 5 marches, I don't see it as a huge or really smart investment. Another thing that I think is like they give you a lot of the Sage's testimonies for free. Like I upgraded mine to 17, I think like yesterday or the day before, and I'm at 250, right? So I mean, like all the gems that you spend on this, these Sage's testimonies will eventually not be here. So like if you get, for example, over here, when you get a dispatch commendation and they give you 100 Sage's testimony, that's the equivalent to 1,000 gems. That's pretty good, right? Like if you're going to consider like an armament that's probably going to be bad or 1,000 gems, I kind of know where I'm going with that, right? I kind of know like what I'm valuing more. Another thing you guys may notice is that I'm currently at 82 million power. I'm actually ginormous right now. I have an absolute ton of troops, and it's not like I'm completely out of speed ups. I killed a lot of troops last KVK, as a lot of you guys know, but when I came out of KVK, I was actually bigger than when I went in, and I want to say that was before I got my troops back. And then I got my troops back, and now I'm gigantic. So last KVK, we did, I believe it was 1.35 million T5 deads, and we did about 522 million KP. This next KVK, I would like to at least get myself to 2 billion flat. So I'd like to do 900 million total KP, of course get my 30 mil Crusader kills, and I'd like to do 2.3 million T5 deads. So I'd like to get my deads to 5 million, right? So 5 million T5 dead, I think they'd be really strong. I think it'd look awesome for the account. And I would like to get my kill points to at least 2 bill. If I can get my kill points to maybe 2.1 bill so that I can make a video and be like, hey guys, check it out. It's my, how I did X amount of kill, or 1 bill kill points with like X marches or whatever like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. I've got some pretty lofty goals, and I think I can reach them. Last KVK just wasn't that hard, and we had a bad KVK. I mean, we got the absolute tar beaten out of us. Not to not to sugarcoat it too much. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of mutual respect between us, 1069, and our other opponents last KVK, but I mean, I'm not going to pretend like we really stood up and fought to the extent that we had to win. So with that context, like, next KVK, we're going to be looking stronger than we did this one, since it'll be our 2nd season of Conquest. We'll be looking stronger. I'll have more resources, I'll have more comms, and so will everybody else in the KD. So I'm very, very excited and very hopeful for this next KVK. So, we talked about our goals, we showed our troops, so now our commanders. So what have we been working on recently? Tarek, we've been getting like some MGE sculpts here and there for him. I think he's actually really good. I had to control myself to not invest into him. I almost did it. I really, guys, I swear to God, I really had to control myself, because running Guan Alex in Scipio Tarek is so tempting to me because he's so strong. A lot of people like look at him and they don't think too much of him, but he's potentially doing like 3,400, especially if you're in a situation where you're running him out and people are targeting Scipio. You're looking at a potential 3,400 active skill damage. You're always going to be attacking Cav, basically. So you're going to be doing 40% extra bonus attack, 10% damage towards Cav. Then you're going to get, this doesn't work because rally. Then you're going to get an extra 15% damage bonus and a rage reduction, right? Rage reduction versus Cav right now is really, really, really strong. And what's even better is you're going to have that 3400 nuke with the 40% attack is going to come off the back of a 30% health reduction with a AoE 2000 damage factor and another 40% attack coming from Symbio here. On top of that, you're also going to have some extra skill damage coming through just off Scipio. It's such a strong combo, and I like it so much that I was very tempted to do it. I still think Nevsky Joan is better, and I'd rather just keep Alex on the bench until I see the new museum. But as of right now, you know, I'll keep getting like small MGEs for him, but he's definitely on the wish list. So that's the wish list. I ended up not going with that. What I did go with, as you guys may be able to see here, is Joan of Arc. She's at 5525. Generally, her third skill isn't really that important, and her expertise isn't that important. Now, they're both very good. I'm not saying they're bad, but if you were to run Joan, her last skill is the most important thing, and her first skill is the most important thing. So 5115 is generally where you'll be able to field her. Now, I really like her second skill, so I also got her second skill to 5. So 5525. I use one skill reset for this, and having this at 2 is probably fine. I'm eventually going to come through and expertise her again. I just want to have enough sculpts into her to be usable, and then I want to move on to Nevsky, so I can have, I think I'm going to be running Joan Nevsky just because I like the support tree. Although I may be running Nevsky Joan, I have enough gold stars. By the time I get Nevsky to 5551, I'll be able to level 60 him, and I can run Nevsky Joan or Joan Nevsky. It just depends on what I'm feeling. Yeah, I think Nevsky's like pretty obviously the next choice for me. And then after him, I'm probably going to bring him to 5551. His 4 skill is not bad, right? It's pretty good, but it's not, yeah, it actually is really good. I don't know. I have to really make some decisions here on how many marches I want to run and how effectively I want to run them. I already have my Guan Scipio basically at exactly where they need to be. So at this point, I'm looking to run as many marches as possible. So when I'm in large scale fights, like murder balls, I can have extra marches to do extra damage, right? Because at this point, I already have a very effective march, so now time is a factor. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bring him to 5551 or maybe 5515. Decisions. Anyway, so the point is we're gonna be investing in Alex, and then after Alex, we're gonna be investing in Boudica. Boudica is gonna be 5551, then she's gonna be fielded. Then I'm going to be expertising Joan, Nevsky, and Boudica. Probably Nevsky, Joan, and then Boudica in that order, I think. Or maybe Nevsky, Boudica, then Joan. Anyway, point is we're going to have Guan Scipio. Right now, we have Joan where she needs to be. Then it's going to be Nevsky. So Nevsky Joan or Joan Nevsky. Then it's going to be Boudica for Boudica YSG. And with the big 3 complete, then I can start looking at other commanders. I can consider putting in a second infantry march. I could do something like Sargon Alex, or I can split my Guan Scipio and I can run Guan Alex in Scipio Targ. So anyway, just spitballing, those are some of the ideas that I'm running with right now. In terms of gear, since the last time, I want to say we got, I'm pretty sure I didn't have the special talented weapon last time. Right now, we're saving up to do Eternal Light, and then we're probably going to be refining that a couple times. We also have 2 Navarre's Control. We're only going to be building 1, obviously, for the Nevsky Joan. But my current gear wish list is I need Cavalry set chest, Cavalry set boots, and I need Archer set chest. And those are probably all I need for a minute. I have enough Conquest coins to where I can just buy the Cavalry KVK helm. That's another thing I'm going to do. I think the Cavalry KVK helm is really, really strong because Abyssal Visage isn't very good, and the optimal Cavalry set only has 2-piece Cavalry, which is going to be set chest and set boots for Cavalry. It doesn't use set helm and set weapon unless you're pre-sock. And I'm post-sock, and I don't plan on going back. So I'm going to get the KVK helm. I'm probably not going to get the KVK weapon for a second here. I don't think the KVK weapon is that much more important than just having like a special talented Heart of the Saint. Like Heart of the Saint is like what, like 19% defense, and I'd be going to like 25% attack. I just don't really see the need. But the KVK helm is really, really, really good, and it saves me like 30,000 gems of having to buy a set helm. And it's better, obviously, so that's good as well. I also plan on getting a ring for this march and potentially a horn as well. I think the horn is going to be for my Boudica, but I'm probably going to have like 2 or 3 horns on some of my damage marches. So that's the plan for right now. Gear-wise, not a whole lot has changed. Obviously, we've been in Home Kingdom, so there's not a huge proponent for growth. In terms of resources, I want to say we have about maybe like 8 to 10 bill aggregate total resources. We're doing really, really solidly. And because we're probably going to be introducing cavalry in our next KVK, I believe this is around 2 bill stone. So we'll actually get to use some of our stone. It'll be very, very, very nice because that's one of my bigger issues is like when I calculate my resource aggregates, I usually have to skip stone. And the reason why I have to skip stone is because I'm a infantry player, so I never use it. But if I use cav, then I get to get away with some extra here. But yeah, I mean, we're looking pretty good resource-wise. I'm not going to be in KVK for another 10 days. And then once I get into KVK, so KVK registration in 10 days, then we're going to have pre-KVK and all that stuff. It's going to be like another 6 days. Then we're going to enter the map and we're not going to fight for like another week. or something. So really, we're like 3 weeks out from fighting. So I have 3 weeks more of gathering to get probably like the last like 4 bill or 5 bill that I need. I've calculated my total that I'm going to need to get my 900 mil to 1 bill kill points to probably be about 14 bill aggregate resources assorted. And that's assuming that my fighting's not perfect. But if I fight like I fought last KVK, it's going to cost less. I'd just rather be prepared for anything. I'd rather be caught with it than without it, if y'all know what I mean. Next is the speed ups. You guys obviously have noticed that I've gone up a lot in power. Building speed ups, obviously not moving very much. Research speeds, obviously not moving very much. You know, I'm maxed everything pretty much, so it's not a huge thing. My training speeds are like all but gone, and obviously my actual speeds are hurting a little bit. At the end of the day, like the only thing I'm going to be using universal speeds and healing speeds for is healing. My training, I don't have to use universals for. Once I get to Season of Conquest, if you guys watched the last one, obviously you know I walked out with more training speeds than I walked in with, and it's not that complicated. Really, you just chain a bunch of barbs, you walk out, you're fine. If you're active like a couple hours a day and you chain, walking in with low speeds is all right. Also, walking in with all of these speed ups and knowing that I'll have like a week of chaining before I enter combat, I'll probably have like maybe like this could be like 20k, so 100k minutes of healing speeds is, I want to say, like 80 days, and these are all from like Force and Barbs. It's such a huge subsidy. Yeah, and especially we're gonna be hitting VIP 15 soon. That'll be really exciting. I'm about 62,000 gems away from VIP 15, which means the next more than gems is gonna come before I hit combat. So I'll have the healing speed reduction, so I'll also have that. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm probably like, this is probably the strongest my account has ever been. We have 20 advanced army expansions, so I can fight a total of 80 hours if I'd like to. There's no way I'm going to fight all 80. I think if I was really, really warmongering, I might fight for 40. I can't remember how much I fought a lot last KVK. Now, granted, we surrendered pretty early, but I find it difficult to believe that I could blow through all 20 of this, because as you guys know, when I fight, I start the stream, I fight for 4 hours to the entire expansion, and then I decide if I want to fight for another 4 hours. And that's just how we run it. You know, we use every second of all of this. And if I fight for more than 80 hours next KVK, then I don't know. Maybe I'll be a fucking mummy at the end. I'm not going to be functional. All right, next up is going to be our equipment. Nothing really has changed. I mean, we got the special talented shield, so that was nice, I guess. But I mean, like, everything else is just kind of normal. We have the Milky Way if we want to run this instead of the archer set chest for archers. And I might do it just because I think at some point I'd rather have like 2 or 3 archer sets, but I don't want to spend like 30,000 gems on the archer set chest. And I don't know if I need every archer set to be absolutely perfect. So I might just be running the Milky Way and full archer epics with my Boudica. It's just, you know, it doesn't mean that much to me. I know it's kind of like sacrilege to a lot of my archer players out there, but that kind of is what it is. We also have 2 Navars over here, which is really nice. And then we also have, you know, our 4 Eternal Lights. So these are all things that are on the block to be built alongside the KVK helm, and then obviously Ring of Doom and Horn. So right now, I'm not really focusing too much on Holy Knight's Treasure or anything like that, just because I have so many blueprints that I have to build. I'm thinking about running an event called Dalrooks with my extra gems. It costs about 80,000 gems, I believe. And Dalrooks is 107% efficient compared to VIP materials. And 107% isn't the most efficient, but it's better than Esmeralda's House. I believe Holy Knight's Treasure is only 77% to VIP materials, so that's, you know, also a little questionable. Because I just don't need the blueprints right now. I just need materials, and I chain so much. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I break down Doodle Rooks, but that event is it's actually pretty good. I thought it was bad, but yeah, it's not bad. In terms of armaments, there's nothing really impressive here. This is probably one of my best pulls, and it's like a V formation Gav. We have like a double Inf over here. This is also pretty good for Wedge. This is actually my best pull for sure. So maybe if they let us change like one stat, like I can change cavalry attack to like all damage, and that would be really, really strong. But I mean, like, even like these aren't even like the max of the stats, right? Like I've seen people coming out with like 2.5% cav defense and 2.3% cav health. So like I know these stats are on the low end of a high roll, which is really unfortunate. But I mean, it kind of is what it is. Like the armament system's like very RNG. And we'll just see, like, we'll see what this looks like later. As of right now, I'm not really too upset or too happy. It's just like, it's not really like factoring into like what I'm planning for the long run, because there's no like crazy events for it. But yeah, like even just looking over here, like we can see this is a pretty solid piece, and I believe it's actually better than our Pantheon for Wedge, which is unfortunate, but it's another V formation. In terms of other, I mean, we've got a bunch of TPs. We don't have that much AP. Obviously, the AP nerf was a huge issue for us, but you know, we live. You know, we'll move on. We're saving up Sovereign Keys for Hearts of Desire. And yeah, that's about it. We're also going to be buying, with the new event, I'll be buying the skin, I think. I think the average person should not spend any gems on rabbit packs. There just is no real reason, right? Because you're buying sculpts at like 1,000 a piece. So 100 spinning a wheel is better. So unless you want 100 spin every wheel, it's not as good. And the materials, I believe it's 500 a purple material. I think they're okay. If you already buy VIP materials, yeah, it's probably a fine place to buy materials. Personally, I'm not going to buy them, but I see why somebody would, and I wouldn't really look at you weird for picking them up. Another thing is Relics should be coming out soon, so if you guys have the museum, make sure you're saving up some of these coins. I don't know if these coins are going to be the same coins that are used to unlock the Season 2 commanders, but if they are, you're going to be very, 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 very happy that you saved them, so make sure you do that. Yeah, we are 435 days in. Again, we have 50,000 VIP in our pack. In about, I want to say like 15 days, we're going to be seeing the More Than Gems event. Again, it's currently Friday, so yeah, it should be 15 days from now. We'll see More Than Gems again. I'll put another 50k in here, and then we should be about 18,000 off-ish. But obviously, we're going to be getting like chests here and there, and that should be enough to kind of put us through. If we can't get 18,000 VIP before fighting, I'll be a little concerned, honestly. 3 weeks for 18k VIP, I feel like it's not too much. Worst case scenario, I'll put some extra gems in there right before I fight, just because it'll be a good use to save speed ups. I'll go through the rankings real quick. You guys may notice that power is actually a little down. That's because we've been murdering a ton of people that have been non-contributors. So I'm ranked 16 in the kingdom, shockingly. But I mean, it's just, you know, if you fought, I think I was the number 7 fighter in the entire KD last KVK. So yeah, we have rates that we're supposed to go to, and if you don't meet them, you're either be asked to leave, cut power, or be zeroed. All right, boys, with that being said, I think that's going to be all. I think that is covering the entirety of the account, and that'll be it for this account update, and I'll see you guys. Probably the next time I'll do an account update is going to be maybe when I enter KVK, or maybe right before fighting, or maybe after fighting, probably before fighting, I think, to see if I have a Nevsky Joan, and that'll be a pretty cool update. Also see where the gear's at. Other than that, guys, have yourselves all a great one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys want to help support the channel, please consider going to the Streamlabs link in the description below and making any kind of donation. It's all incredibly helpful. If you guys are interested in the way I look at accounts and my process of improvement, I do private coaching, costs $35 a session. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing, you can always hit me up in the DMs. I've been a little busy with it, but I'll just type in my Discord like whenever I'm open with that. If you guys are ever looking to contact me while I'm offline, or you're ever looking to get notifications when I post a video or go online, make sure you join that Discord in the description below. Have yourselves a great one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.